What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to another of these mini-series of FIFA 13 videos that I've got going on. The gameplay you're seeing, I don't know what it is because the length of this video log, vlog thing, face cam question thing will determine what gameplay goes in there. But rest assured, the gameplay is FIFA 13 from the EA event that I went to a few weeks ago. It's probably against AirJape's FIFA. If not, it'll be against Weepila or who else did I have gameplay against? Can't remember. But what I asked on Twitter, guys, what do you want to see? Some FIFA 13 stuff or a vlog? And people were mixed, and some people were like, hey, let's watch some FIFA 13 with a vlog. My vlogs always tend to run on a lot, so yeah, I decided to just do a vlog and see where we go. Just to answer one question that's going to get asked a lot is why am I wearing a hat indoors? And my hair is a fucking state right now. So when on video, I like to put the cap. You can even see, look at that little bit of hair just like hanging through here. And I had this hat on in all. If you guys watch like Jape's or Weep's vlog, I had this hat on every time just because my hair is just awful right now. Haven't had it cut in a few months. Really should. I'm gonna go and get it cut this week, fresh for Eurogamer. Who's ready for Eurogamer? So yeah, I've asked for some questions as usual. I've got a whole bunch, and apologies if I don't ever answer your question. It's nothing personal. I tend to get through usually only like 5 or 6 questions because I'll get one question that's actually really good, and I'll end up talking about it like for way too long. But yeah, hopefully you like this, guys. Let me know if the camera's big enough in the right spot or whatever, and then next time along that I do something like this, we can change that. So first question we've got is from Bangers with Gash, and he says, how is your dog's back nowadays? If you guys don't know, I've got a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. He's very small, very cute, and maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago, he had some serious issues. Like he has like fits, basically, like an epileptic fit because of his brain is too big for his skull. It's something that's quite common in his breed of dog. But yeah, he's getting on very well. He's starting to limp a little bit if he does too much exercise, but he's okay. He's getting there. Thank you very much for asking. Bailey Collins says, are you looking out for any certain players when the web app comes out? To be honest, I probably won't even use the web app other than to get the first few packs to open them for fun. Last year I used the web app for like a couple of days because I knew what 5-star silver skillers there were. So I bought a whole bunch of them, you know, in the anticipation of their prices going up. And their prices did go up, but not until a long time after I sold them. I only made like a few thousand coins. But I'm not a big fan of the web app. I never use the web app. I don't really care for the web app. I much prefer to play the game. I don't really trade too much. Maybe the first sort of week or 10 days of FIFA, I trade. Like FIFA 11, FIFA 12, I traded the first sort of week, 10 days. But after that, I can't be asked. And especially now, like, you know, because of the way I am with YouTube and the fact that I've got some very powerful friends in the trading industry, let's say, I kind of get any player I want and any amount of coins I want for free, which is always nice. So I don't really need to spend too much time on the web app. But I'm excited because we've got the Machinima Cup coming as well early in October, and that's FIFA 13 Ultimate Team, so that's going to be real interesting. That one FIFA dude says, what do you think of smaller YouTubers asking you for help? I don't mind being asked for help. This is a subject that is really hard to talk about because nobody wants to come across as like real self-righteous or like real worthy and think that nobody's good enough for help. But for me and for everybody that I know in the community, like really well, none of us have ever asked for help. You know, like it's just one of those things. Like if you get a shout out, you're thankful. But personally, I don't think shout outs do too much for people, especially these days. Like, because if I say go and visit this channel, they'll probably get like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views, maybe a few hundred subscribers, and that's great. But those subscribers are there because I sent them there, not because they necessarily want to be there. And I'm sure a percentage of those subscribers that I send there will enjoy the content, but maybe for some other people it's not for them as well, so they won't enjoy the content. And it's like fake hope, you know. Like I do believe, I said this to Calfreezy and a few other people a few times, I think it would be awesome if YouTube hid the subscriber count, because whether you've got 10 subscribers or 10 million subscribers, it's irrelevant. It's the way you should judge your content is whether or not you're gaining views. So if you're getting like 100 views a day and you're making good content, and then it goes up to 150 views a day, you're obviously growing. Now you could have 10,000 subscribers at that point, but that's irrelevant. Like, you know, I would love YouTube to be based on views rather than subscribers. There's this just really weird thing in the YouTube community where people think, you know, the subscriber count that you have is the size of your ECOC, and the bigger subscribers you have, the better YouTuber you are. That's not always necessarily the case. Of course, it's somewhat the case, because otherwise those people wouldn't get the subs and the views in the first place. But there are so many YouTubers out there with 20, 30, 40, 50, 150 or 200,000 subscribers that get minimal views. Like, you look at, you know, I don't really want to name names, but you look at Wings of Redemption, you know, I don't know how many subs he's got. I'm sure it's like 300,000 or 400,000, and he gets like 20 or 30,000 views a video, which is terrible, you know. And I'm sure it doesn't feel nice to have that many subs and get that many views. Even for me, you know, I've got 91,000 subscribers. I get, for the most part, like 30 to 35,000 views right now, which means I've got a shit ton of inactive subscribers, which is never cool. You know, they're obviously inactive for a reason. My YouTube account's been open since 2006, so, you know, people come and go, people make new accounts and stuff, and some people just generally don't like my content, which is absolutely fine. You know, like, I'm subscribed to a lot of people as well, and I do this all the time, and I don't know why I do it, but I do. And I'll go and subscribe to a whole bunch of people, and I don't really watch their videos. You know, I don't really watch too many videos. I probably watch 1 or 2 videos a day, unless it's like being linked to me as like a, oh my god, you have to see this kind of video. I tend not to watch too much YouTube videos anymore, and that could be the same with many people. You know, like, I subscribe to a whole bunch of people because I watch one good video, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to watch another video of them, and I'll see their video in the sub box like a couple of days later, and I'll be like, you know what, I can't even be bothered. Like, I'm gonna go and watch a video that you know, another video, or not a video, or whatever. So completely went off topic there, but what do I think of smaller YouTubers asking for help? I think it's great that that big YouTubers can help small YouTubers. Not that I would consider myself necessarily big, for sure, but I don't think it's the way forwards. I don't think the subscribers and the views that you get are true to you and true to your channel, and just in general don't think that that's the way to make it on YouTube. I definitely think the best way to make it is just to network, provide good, interesting content, and keep doing your thing. You know, whether or not, you know, you might get like 10 people that subscribe to you that don't really enjoy you, but that doesn't mean that you're not good. That just means that the people that might fancy you or fancy watching your content haven't found you yet. So if you do believe you've got a great product, and do believe that what you offer is a little bit different to what everybody else offers, keep at it. People will eventually find you. Next question we got is from Ya Speaks. What was your outlook on life when 16 years old? That's a real interesting question. I've always wanted to be in the gaming industry or the computer industry, other than, you know, being a footballer or a pop star, or, you know, like, music's always been part of me, and as bad as I am at it, I do like singing a lot, and obviously I've made a few like music tracks that are on my channel. If you guys have never seen me rapping, or heard me rapping rather, there are a couple on my channel. I'll put the links to them in the description if I remember. If I don't, just search on my channel. One of them's called Jesus, what are they called? One of them's called God Damn It, and the other one is called, you guys are probably sitting there in the comment section like, how do you not even know what your own track's called? The Grind. So there we go. So search for those, The Grind and God Damn It. They're pretty good in my opinion. Of course, not everyone's taste. But so when I was 16, like, I wanted to be in the music industry or football or in the gaming industry, and I never really wanted to run pubs, which is what I do now. I really wanted to get away from that, and I actually moved to Spain for a long time to get away from that. But that's another story for another day. And I just think when I was 16, you think that you know everything when you're 16, and this is really weird. I'm in a really weird position right now, because like, when I see like young kids on YouTube, like 14, 15, 16, like, and they do think they know it all, and I just used to think, god damn, I was exactly like you when I was your age, and I thought I was a know-it-all, and I was really cocky, and, you know, just like I am now, just really, like, I'd backchat people, and like, I'd complete smart ass, and I think I knew it all. And when you look back, you just think, damn, like, if I knew then what I know today, the way I handled myself and the way I did things in life would be so different. Like the things you learn with experience, you just can't know at that age. So I think what anyone looks at when they're 16 years old is always a little bit dreaming. But if you know what you want to do when you're 16, sorry, there's a fly there. If you know what you want to do when you're 16 years old, go for it. I really recommend you just do everything you can. You sacrifice everything you can to go and achieve what you really want to go and set out to do. It's quite strange actually, because a lot of people start YouTube when they're 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 25, whatever. You got Woody's gamertag, like, who's in his 40s. And I just think, like, I'm 27 now, and people like, some people not pick on me for that, but they're like, oh my god, dude, you're 27, you still play FIFA, get a life. But hey, if this was around when I was 15 or 16, I probably would have done it then, But it wasn't around then. Making, gameplay videos on YouTube wasn't part of life back then. I don't even know if YouTube was around 10 years ago. I think YouTube's only been around for like 5 or 6 years, maybe a bit longer than that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, so again, strayed way off the point of the question. My outlook as a 16-year-old was weird, man. Like, my growing up, my childhood was very, very strange, and maybe it's something I'll talk about when I feel a bit more comfortable to talk about that sort of stuff. But it was definitely strange for sure. Next question we got is from Corey Sexton. Who do you think are the most overrated footballers and why? That I'm not going to talk about that sort of stuff because it just causes way too many arguments, and my opinions just get completely overlooked. And people that disagree with my opinions start calling me names and blah blah blah, and it just gets to be way too much. Next question we got from Noah Cohen says, what are you most excited about for FIFA 13 when it releases? For me, it's going to be clubs. I was a huge clubs fan for FIFA 09, FIFA 10 and FIFA 11. And I played... clubs wasn't even in FIFA 09, was it? I don't know. FIFA 10 and FIFA 11 for sure. I played clubs just so much. Like, I amassed over 1,000 games with my team on both years. FIFA 12 clubs was just such a letdown. They really ruined it, but they've changed it a lot now for FIFA 13. And I can see myself playing a lot of clubs and a lot of Ultimate Team. And I've got a whole bunch of great ideas for FIFA 13. Hopefully I have the time to pursue these ideas, because as you guys know, I do work full time and make these YouTube videos for you guys. But it'll just be real interesting to see if I have the time to do what I want to do, because I've got some really interesting stuff to come for FIFA 13. Next question we got from Flamers, and Flamer says, favourite non-FIFA channel? My favourite channel overall is probably Chris Smooth or Ethos Lab. So Ethos Lab is a Minecraft channel, and Chris Smooth is an NBA/COD channel. And they're definitely my two favourite YouTubers right now. I think Ethos Lab I probably watch like the most. Like, every time he uploads a video, I try and watch it as soon as possible. I think he's amazing. And I was asked actually the other day or yesterday, what do I watch most, like, on YouTube? And Minecraft is actually the game that I watch most on YouTube. What I watch most on YouTube is like music or acoustic music and things like that. But what game I watch most is definitely Minecraft, and then FIFA, and then COD. I do watch, like, not really a lot of COD. The only COD guys I watch are like Fearcrads, Silenced XBL, and El De Niro. They're and of course Chris Smooth. But yeah, they're kind of the only COD guys I really watch. Next question we got is from Jake Kent. After the first few games, how do you think Arsenal's new signings have played? I think they played awesome. I think Cazorla especially has really settled in. I think his partnership with Arteta is just insanely good. 1 second, guys. Sorry, got a nice cup of coffee here that's getting cold. Yeah, I think Cazorla's played amazing. Podolski in the last couple of games has really shown promise. He looks like he's going to work real hard and really fill a big void that Van Persie would have left. And then Giroud, he's getting a lot of stick, and I think wrongfully. I mentioned this in a few videos ago about, how it took Henry 8 games to score his first Arsenal goal, and look what he went to achieve. Giroud's not playing bad for Arsenal. He's just missing chances, and there's a difference between being a bad player and having a bad spell. And right now I just think he's having a bad spell, because if he's getting into the positions to score these chances, he's eventually going to start scoring goals. If he wasn't getting into the positions and wasn't having the chances, you'd be a lot more worried than the fact that he's actually having a go, you know, and being able to, being able to at least be in the positions. And yeah, he's missed a few sitters. Find me one footballer that in their life hasn't missed a few sitters, because it doesn't happen, you know. Like, everybody misses those easy chances. Everybody does it. Especially like Canu. I remember when he played for Portsmouth and missed from like 2 yards out. How do you do that? Next question we've got from Johnny Waltzak, and he says, why did VSG break down? Will it be back in FIFA 13, and how many people will be participating? Okay, so VSG broke down for a few reasons. The people involved weren't really enjoying it. It seemed it was becoming quite a chore to get people to play the games and upload them. And the commentators, AA Nine Skills and KSI, weren't happy commentating. Although they did a great job of commentating, they would much prefer to be involved playing rather than, you know, commentating. On top of that, FIFA 12 started to get very dry. People weren't enjoying it, and I think head-to-head is a big problem, because people don't enjoy watching head-to-head so much. And the fact that it was live streamed and the games never got put onto YouTube was another big issue. As to why it broke down, you know, when you got like some of the biggest guys in the community, like literally maybe like the 10 or 15 biggest people in the community at the time, and you can only pick up like 1,500 to 2,000 people in a live stream, you kind of think like, what's the point? Like, we went to a lot of effort. Like, it was a lot harder than people think to do VSG. People think, you know, you just play some games, you put them on YouTube, you put them on a live stream, and you commentate over them. It wasn't that easy. Not that anything is that easy, you know. Like, people think with YouTube, like, oh, you just sit there, you make a video, and you click upload, and boom, you get like loads of views. It's just not that easy. But yeah, so it broke down for a number of reasons. They were kind of the core reasons. Will it come back? Yes. We've definitely got some super ideas for VSG. I'm a firm believer of VSG. I've got huge plans for VSG, but I can't do it by myself. It's just way bigger task. And I've got some other things going on in life right now outside of YouTube, but to do with gaming and YouTube, that are taking priority over this right now, especially with FIFA 13 coming up. But expect within 2 or 3 weeks of FIFA 13 for VSG to reappear. It might not be called VSG, we might name it something else. And we've got some really creative ideas as to how to make it work. In terms of how many people will be participating, ultimately, lots. But for the first few seasons, probably just a few. Probably you'd be looking at 8 or 16 people again. But I don't want to talk too much about it. I don't want to spoil it. God forbid if it ever gets off the ground again. That would be absolutely amazing. Because I'm a huge fan of VSG, and I really want to bring it back for you guys. Next question we've got, Charlie Godfrey says, I know you've said before Michael McIntyre and Dane Cook are your favourite comedians, but do you have a favourite performance? My favourite performance is probably Lee Evans live at Wembley from, I don't know, like 2002 or something, maybe that long ago. Lee Evans was my favourite comedian. His jokes are very tired and very old and very samey at the moment, but back in the day, he would have me laughing to the point where I literally couldn't breathe, you know. So his performance there was amazing. I really loved that performance. Next question we've got from Pezza HD: is your life better than your siblings? Wow, that's a really interesting question. To put it bluntly, yes. I've got an older sister who's got 3 kids. And she lives in a simple house, and you know she's a teacher, and her husband is, well, her boyfriend, fiance, whatever you want to call it, is he's a caretaker for the school. So in terms of a better life, financially, sure. I mean, privately and personally, like, I really enjoy my life too, and I'm really in a happy place right now. And yeah, you know, like, it's just weird. It's how you judge it, you know. Like, I would judge my life better than hers, but maybe she's there. You know, I know she's happy. She's going to be getting married at the end of this year. You know, she's got 3 kids, and I'm sure she's very happy in her life. So financially, sure, I do a little bit better, but that, you know, that's not what you base life off of. I've got a younger brother, and he's a nightmare. You've seen him in my videos before. he's had a really tough upbringing. Again, that's something that I will eventually talk to you guys about when I feel comfortable talking about that sort of stuff, because things were tough when I was younger, you know. It's not all happy days. I've been literally on both ends of the spectrum when it comes to being very wealthy and very poor. I've had them both. I've seen them both come and go. And right about now, I'm like kind of smack bang in the middle at the moment, and it's really weird. It's a really strange feeling, especially when you've had everything and your life is going so good, and then it all just gets taken away from you. Like, there's no worse feeling than knowing that things are just plummeting and not being able to do anything about it. But when you do have nothing, it makes you respect and appreciate what you do have so much more, you know. I'm a giving person. Like, I give everything I got. I give every penny I earn. I give to someone, somewhere, somehow. I don't really, you know, money never really has any effect on me. It comes and goes real quick and real easy. But it's just a weird thing. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about it now because we're 21 minutes into this video, and it's definitely something that I will address as a whole topic. So when I'm getting dry of ideas for FIFA 13, maybe I'll talk about that then. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting question, because like I say, my brother's like, he's got issues, you know. He's got ADHD, and you know, it's real hard to help someone when they've got problems inside them that they don't know themselves. You know, he's not very good socially. Like, he really struggles in social situations to just talk to people and stuff, and he really struggles in confrontational issues, where if he's got an issue with someone, he either walks away or he gets really angry about it, and he doesn't know how to change that. He doesn't know how to sit there and talk to someone about it and move on and move forwards and stuff. And it's hard to see, because like, I'm sitting here like, dude, just talk to them, sort your issues out, and he can't, you know. He doesn't know how. It's really strange. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, you know, because you know, not everyone's absolute roses and has a superb life, you know. Like, life is hard, and sometimes life is shit. And then I've got a younger sister who's 18 now. Jesus, she's these people grow up so quick. And yeah, she's got epilepsy. She's got both types of epilepsy, and she's like, you know, she has issues with my mum. They argue all the time, and yeah, she's not in a good place right now. So you know, she's getting better, but it's tough, you know. It is tough. And then I've got a younger brother who's probably the only sibling who's in a better position than me right now, because he's 9 years old. So everyone wants to be 9 again. I'd love to be 9 again. And like I said, no, if I knew back then what I know today, yeah, like, life would be so different. Like, the things you learn throughout your life are just crazy. But yeah, my brother's 9 years old, and he's got everything going for him in life, you know. Like, he's just in the nicest way possible. Like, he's spoiled not in terms of the things he has, but in terms of he's spoiled for the fact that he can do things like football practice and like after school clubs, and he goes on nice holidays with my parents, and you know, he's a very nice young boy, but he's got everything. Like, he doesn't want for anything, which I think is a great place to be in life, especially when you're 9 years old. So I'm going to answer just a few more questions, guys, because this video is getting on, and the gameplay that I've got isn't nearly long enough. What I might do, if this does go on you know, a little bit too much longer, I might just put 2 gameplays over there and be done with it. But yeah, that was a really interesting question from NepentheZ. Maybe one that I shouldn't have answered in too much detail there, but it feels a bit weird talking about that sort of stuff, especially to people that I don't know. You know, you guys just watch me on a daily basis, and it's really weird to get an insight into someone's darker points of their lives. You know, like when I watch Hutch every day of my life, I watched Hutch, and when he crashed and burned, when he left Machinima and had to leave the office and like quit gaming, and like you find out that he's depressed and stuff. That's a what the fuck moment, you know, because you're sitting there, you think, fuck me, Hutch, like, you post video games to YouTube and you're adored by millions of people around the world, and you're depressed. like it's really hard to comprehend and really hard to understand that kind of thing. But it's definitely an eye opener when the people that you like and you watch and that you attach yourself to have those dark moments in life, because you do think that everyone that posts videos on YouTube and everyone that makes it on YouTube and everyone that gets, you know, even a nice subscriber count, a nice following, like 5 or 10,000 people, you think life is just roses for them, and it's really not the case. It's such a huge misconception that people constantly have, and definitely one that I think, like I said before, just abandoning the subscriber count would completely change a lot of things. Because, you know, if you just watch someone because you like their content, not because they got a whole bunch of subscribers, you'd be far better off for it. You know, you'd find people that you like, because I'm sure, like, I think Chris Moo's the best commentator. I'm sure there's somebody out there that does something that also really, really gets me and really makes me want to watch them, but I've just never found them because maybe they got 2 subscribers and don't get any views for it. YouTube's such a strange thing. It really is. Next question we've got: which mode are you looking forward to most on FIFA 13? Again, it probably clubs for me. It depends how well it works and how well the whole team thing works. Because, like, the thing, like, one of the best things for me when I played clubs on 10 and 11 was that I didn't do YouTube, and that's actually, like, clubs was one of the first YouTube videos that I put up. But one of the best things back then was the fact that I played with a team that played as a team, and like those people I actually met on Football Manager forums, but they became, you know, good friends of mine, and I've actually met lots of them many times. And one of my best friends in real life now, El De Niro, I met him on a Football Manager forum, which is so strange. People, like, you know, people were just like, oh my god, your best friend you met on a forum, you fucking gay, fag, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so I played as a team. But with FIFA 12 and with YouTube and how it's growing and how people are selfish in a sense, it's hard, because I don't want to play clubs with people, like, I don't want to play clubs with people from YouTube if everyone's going to be doing it because they're putting it on YouTube and they want to get the best clip and they want to get, you know, look the best and be the best. I want to play with people that play as a team, that play well and suit my game style, and generally just have a good time with it. And I think better videos will come for that. So we'll see how well clubs goes when we finally get the game, which is very, very soon. Very excited. Next question we've got: have you ever been to the USA? Yes, I've been to the USA several times. Gabriel Da Silva says, people are saying pace is not important anymore. What do you think? Now, after playing the game a lot, pace is important. It really is important. But it's not as important as this year. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. I'm not. I can't talk. I will answer that question in a video in the next couple of days. I really can't talk about it right now, but I will answer that question in a couple of days. Next question we've got: have you ever thought of hosting charity FIFA games? For example, $10 to play you. I'd never charge anyone to play me. I do a lot for charities. Like where my sister passed away, we have the hospital that she was in. They have their own charity, and my family and we give a lot of money to that charity because, you know, they kept her alive for as long as possible and they did a great job. But unfortunately, you know, it wasn't to be. But yeah, so I would never charge someone for charity. I would never say, like, pay me $10 and I'll give it to charity. I'd rather just give the money to charity and not have to have other people fork out. But in terms of playing people for money and stuff, that's something that I've been interested in. I don't want to do it for FIFA 12 because I'm not good at FIFA 12 competitively, in the sense that when I played Virgin Gaming a lot, I made a lot of money on Virgin Gaming, like $400 or $500 in no time at all. Just playing people in tournaments when they had the flawed tournament system, it's real easy to make the money, and it was easy. But when I recorded the games and knew that it was going on YouTube, I just play so different, and I play like it's not me playing. Like, it's really weird to explain, but I buckle so much under the pressure when I play. And like you guys see in VSG as well, like from last year, I lost so many games. I think Wee Peeler was the only person I beat, man. Like I really did buckle under the pressure. And when JJ played, when KSI played the guy for like $200 and lost, that would be me every time. Like, behind closed doors, I'd probably go and win, the majority of those games. When I'm putting it on YouTube, I'd lose it. But yeah, I definitely think playing for money is really interesting and something I do want to get into. Next question we've got: how do you think someone can grow as a channel in FIFA 13 if they have a low sub count? Again, just network, produce good content. The views will come. Like the first 1,000 subs is always the hardest, what I would say anyway. And I remember the day I got to 1,000 subs, and I remember talking to a lot of my friends and being like, if I even get to 5,000 subs, that would be sick. And then when I got 5,000, it'd be like, 20,000 subs, I'd be like over the moon. And then you get to 20,000 subs, and it's just like, it does grow. But the first 1,000 subs for me took a long time, a very long time. I was on like 23 or 26 subscribers for like 6 months. It doesn't come quick, and there are certain people that do just burst into the community and hit like 4, 5, 6,000 subs instantly. But the best thing, the reason why I say networking is because in YouTube, as in life, a lot of it is who you know, not what you know, and that's quite necessary to YouTube as well, in the sense that if you network and you meet some people and they got even a few more subs than you and stuff, just knowing them helps you, because they might want to play clubs with you or do a 2v2 with you, and you'll just gain exposure, not by a shout out, but like if you do a 2v2 with someone, people in the comment section will be like, hey, who's that guy you're playing with? And if they, then they go to the channel, they go to your channel on their own accord and not forced to go there because they've been asked by someone. And because of that, they might go to your channel, and whether they subscribe or not at that stage is entirely up to them, and that they'll be a true subscriber. So whether you've got 1 subscriber or 100,000 subscribers, networking is the key to go to making it on YouTube. And if you're not willing to put the time and the effort in, then don't, if what you're looking for is YouTube fame, but you want it tomorrow or the next day or in a week, and you think it's just going to be an instant thing, don't do it. If what you're looking for is YouTube fame and you're willing to put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, then go for it, because honestly, it's probably going to be a year before you hit 1,000 subs, maybe 18 months before you hit 1,000 subs, and that's a fucking long time to gain even just 1,000 subs. But if you're serious about this, if you're a born entertainer, or if you're willing to entertain people, and if you do this for fun above all else, just keep doing it, because you'll eventually get there. It might just take a hell of a long time, especially now that there's so many channels and people just fighting for every view. It's just you have to put in a lot more time and a lot more effort. Like when I started, there was maybe like 20 directors, and most of them weren't commentators. Most of them were skillers and montage makers, and I was one of the first probably like 5 or 10 commentators out there. It really was. And that obviously had a huge impact for me, and I think myself as well, if I were to start YouTube today, like if I started a brand new channel and didn't tell you that it was me, I'd be in the same predicament as everybody else. I'd be struggling for views. I'd question whether or not it's worth it and stuff, but it's just one of them things, man. It's just if you do want it, you gotta keep trying for it. Next question we've got: After Everton scoring 2 goals and both not being counted, what are you feeling on goal line technology in the British Premier League? I'm a huge believer or backer or whatever of goal line technology. A lot of people say, it ruins the spirit of the game, but fuck that, man. Like, the spirit of the game is winning, and if you score a goal and it's disallowed, that's bullshit. Like, how pissed would you be? Every other sport has technology to determine whether or not things are in or out. In tennis, like, they got line judges, but the player can still call whether or not they want to challenge the line judge, and they sometimes titles are won and lost on that sort of stuff. And I think in the Premiership or in football in general, so many different things can happen because of goal line technology. I think it will be a huge bonus to football, and I don't think taking 30 seconds out of the game to go and watch a replay in like the most infinite position to see whether the ball went over the line is any different to taking 30 seconds out of the game for the ref to calm players down when they're screaming and shouting at him because the ball went over the line. Like, there really isn't that much difference. But yeah, I definitely massive backer for goal line technology. Next question we've got. I'm gonna Jesus, this is really going on now. I don't even know what I might not even put any gameplay over this, guys, because this is getting very long now. But I'm enjoying this immensely, and I really enjoy answering your questions, but I never get through them all. So what I'll probably do is I'll go for about an hour, and then I'll stop. And this won't be over any gameplay. It will just be a video log. So yeah. The next question we've got is, if you had a five-a-side football team, which one professional would you put in the mix? Only one. I don't even know. Maybe Henri, just because I love him so much and I'd love to play with him. That'd probably be that. Stephen Taylor says, which capture card do you use? I use the Elgato Gaming Capture Card HD thingy-mabob. It's amazing. It's got a few errors with it still, like when live streaming stuff, but they're working real hard to fix those. And yeah, I use that. I think it's a much better product than the Hapag HD PVR for sure. Joe H says, what do you think Arsenal are capable of achieving this season? 1 second, Joe H. Lukewarm coffee, lovely. So I think Arsenal can go on to achieve a lot this season. You've seen by the results already that no club is unstoppable. Man City are even dropping points where I don't think they should. And football's just such a fickle thing, man, because like Arsenal, if we don't win anything this season, that's 8 seasons without a trophy, which is a long time for sure. But every club goes through spells where they don't win trophies. Arsenal are no different. But it's like football's just so weird because you could have some of the best players and the best teams and still not win shit. And then you could have such a mediocre team with just a few stars and win shit. Like when Arsenal done the double, every player was influential for sure. But in '98 especially, you had like Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira, Dennis Bergkamp. Boom. 3 players right there that changed Arsenal and drove Arsenal forwards to the point of winning things. And this season, like you look at Arsenal team and you think Vermaelen, Cazorla, and striker, Podolski maybe. You thought Gervinho was good as a striker. I'd really love to see Walcott in the striker position, but who knows what happens this season? Football's just so strange. Like you could go on a crazy good run and win like 10-15 games in a row and put yourself in a strong position. You could go on a run where you don't win for 8 or 10 games, and it's not necessarily because you're playing bad, but because the odd decision here or there, a red card that wasn't or shouldn't have been, or a unlucky deflection that makes you concede a goal and stuff. But I definitely think Arsenal are capable of winning something this year. The Premiership, I don't think we're capable of winning. I think another 2 or 3 seasons of improving the team and the new players getting settled in, and we might have a hope. But if we finish the top 4 again, that'd be awesome. I think Manchester City and Manchester United are going to run away with the league again this year. They're the best 2 teams, and Chelsea fans are going to be like, oh, but we're top and blah blah blah. But they're the best 2 teams without any shadow of a doubt. And Chelsea have strengthened their team this year, but I still don't think they're title winning team. And that for me, they're the only 4 teams really involved. Everton are looking good. But realistically, there'll be the 4 teams up there this season. Like you would usually say Liverpool, maybe Spurs, but they both had really tough starts, really bad starts to the season. And although that doesn't mean anything, because this time last season Arsenal was 17th and had just been destroyed 8-2 by Man United, and I was getting so much shit, and people were telling me that Arsenal would never get top 4, and people were calling me crazy for saying that Liverpool wouldn't get top 4 and Arsenal still would. And like it was just such a weird time on my YouTube channel like back then. But yeah, football's just so strange. I could say anything I want right now, but you just never know. Like you literally just never know what's going to happen. But hopefully Arsenal do really well, and hopefully they can win some trophies. Next question we've got. In FIFA 13 Ultimate Team, do you think that Ibrahimovic will do well because he has great strength, shooting and ball control? Yes. Next question we got. When does a FIFA 13 web app come out? Today. It's out today at some stage. Next question we got. Are you pleased with Podolski until now? Do you think he'll continue this form? Yes, I'm pleased with him. Whether or not I think he'll continue in this form or not, probably not. I mean, he'll have a good run of form, but every player comes in and out of form. Every single player does it. It'll be interesting to see how long he can keep it up for, though. I'll go for an hour, like I said, so we've still got 20 minutes left yet. Sorry, I just had to refresh Twitter to get the new question. So, where are we? Here we go. Do you have any hobbies? Not sure if serious or trolling. One hobby that I have is playing video games. Yeah. Next question we've got. Who has had the better start to the season, Santi Cazorla or Lucas Podolski? Santi Cazorla for sure. You buzzing for web app? No. There's so many questions about just Podolski and Arsenal. Let's just skip through those questions. I really don't like talking about football on this channel just because it's just causes so many issues. On FIFA 13, what sort of team are you going to aim for? Example, a full informed team. I don't really aim for a team when I play Ultimate Team. I just play. I find which players work really well, and I try and put them together and play well and do good. But the first team that I'm going to build will probably be just like a Premiership team, a sweaty team, a team that's going to win me games and earn me coins and win me trophies and stuff, and kind of see where we go from there. Because the difference between now and last year at this time is huge, because last year squad builders, player reviews weren't really a thing. You know, I think Philpot and Barca Boy did the first sort of player reviews with some 5-star skillers and stuff like that, and it's taken off so much now that people base their whole channel around it. You know, like some YouTubers out there, and I'm not knocking them at all, because I love watching like player reviews and stuff to know whether I should buy a player or not. But some YouTubers, like, they just base their entire content around squad builders and player reviews, and that was good in FIFA 12, because that really came in towards the back end of FIFA 12. But for FIFA 13, you're going to have probably hundreds of channels doing that from the very beginning, which means after 3 months or so, every squad that you can think of is going to have been built. And the only squads that wouldn't have been built are squads that have the brand new informs in. But even them, they're going to get done instantly. So within 3 months, squad builders are going to be terrible, like honestly terrible, because you're not going to be able to do anything with them. Even towards the back end of FIFA 12, when I made squad builders, people would be like, this person's already done this squad, that person's already done this squad, and it's just like, there's only so much you can do. There's only so many players in the game that fit together, the way the chemistry works, that are actually good to play with. And people that watch squad builders are super picky, and if you have even one player on 8 chemistry, fuck your life, you're done. Like, don't even post on YouTube again, you're done. It's so strange. Like, I can't. It's going to be so fun, like really fun to watch YouTube the next year for FIFA 13, because there's so many people in the community now. It's just so hard to be creative. Like, I'm really, really lucky that I got a huge following for my live commentaries, because not many people do live commentaries, and even fewer do them well. And I was watching El De Niro's video today, and he was talking about his favorite YouTubers, and I'm one of his favorite YouTubers, and he said like whether or not he's friends with me, he would still like watch my content. And it was really interesting to hear somebody else talk about me doing live comms and my channel, and like I get it a few times from a few of the YouTubers that'd be like, how do you do it? Like, it's just, I do it so flawlessly, and the best way to do it is to just practice. Like, if you go back and listen to my first live commentaries, they were terrible. Even like some of my most recent live commentaries are terrible. You know, sometimes I'm all over the place in them, because trying to concentrate on a game, the reason why I looked up there when I said games, because that's where my TV is, that's where I played the game. Trying to concentrate on the game and keep you guys entertained and talk about stuff and keep stuff interesting is really hard. And the gameplay suffers, and there's another fucking fly. The gameplay suffers, and yeah, it's just it's really hard. So I'm kind of very fortunate in the sense that live comms aren't really something that are done much right now, and I'm sure FIFA 13 you'll find a whole bunch of people doing live commentaries, because it's pretty much one of the only things that hasn't been done to death right now. You know, like Road to Glory, squad builders, montages, player reviews, they're just all done. You know, they're done. And in terms of growing as a YouTube channel as well, I suppose that's something that's pretty interesting. Like before, you could have a new product in FIFA. Like, you know, the first person that did squad builders, people were like, oh my god, this channel is amazing. Like, he does squad builders every day. I love squad builders. I'm going to watch him. And you get kind of a hype about your channel and you start gaining subscribers and it's great. But now there's nothing. Like, at least in my opinion, there's nothing left. Obviously, if there was something, I would have thought of it and I'd be doing it. But I'm not saying that I'm completely right. Hopefully someone can come with a totally unique and creative idea in FIFA 13. But whether or not that happens, who knows? Really cold coffee. Yeah, it's just going to be really, really, really interesting to see how people manage their channels during FIFA 13. I suppose one thing that will probably come huge in FIFA 13 will be clubs, because if they have fixed it and people really like clubs, everyone's going to do clubs, and that'll be awesome, because I find clubs thoroughly entertaining to watch when the gameplay's good. Like, I really don't like it when like, I've seen a few clubs videos where you get, like, you know, 3, 4, 5 guys and they're just pissing about and they're laughing and they're having fun, but I don't find that fun to watch. I find clubs fun to watch when people are putting together good team moves and, like, you can see the cogs working. Like, oh, let me make that run to either drag the defender away or get in position for a pass and stuff. And I really enjoy that aspect of football and that aspect of clubs. So yeah, I think I'll enjoy watching a lot of clubs in FIFA 13 if it's done in a good way. Next question we got: thoughts on FIFA Street 2? I don't ever remember playing it. If you could redo 1 year of your life, which would it be and why? No idea. That's a question again that I'll answer another day, another time. If Machinima offered you a contract, would you take it and leave Yaush? No. I like Yaush. Yaush get a hard time, but they're a new company, and they've made some mistakes, sure, but what new company hasn't? But Machinima treated me really, really badly when I was with Machinima, and although, you know, I know a lot of Machinima guys now, and, like, obviously I talk to a lot of Machinima directors now, but you know, whether or not the person that treated me badly is still working for Machinima or not, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. You know, like, Machinima are a great network and they've got the biggest directors on their network, but yeah, I didn't like I don't, you know, fuck it. Yeah, no, I wouldn't leave Yaush. I love Yaush. Yaush are awesome. More Ultimate Team questions. Jesus. More Arsenal questions. More Ultimate Team questions. Jesus Christ, so many Ultimate Team questions. Any player at Spurs that you'd have in your team? Yeah, I'd take Gareth Bale in the Arsenal team any day. He's a world class player. How much Lego can you stuff up your bum? I've never tried stuffing Lego up my bum. I'll get back to you on that one. More Ultimate Team questions. Jesus. How did you meet KSI, Cafreezy, Weepeeler, AA9, Japes? Oh, I love your videos. I've never met AA9 Skills actually, which is a shame. But I met these guys through YouTube. So every single one of them. Weepeeler was the first that I met, then Cafreezy, and then KSI, and then Japes, and I'm yet to meet AA9 Skills. But yeah, I met them all through talking to them on YouTube first. What do you miss the most out of moving out of your parents' house? Nothing at all. I love having my own home. So yeah, I mean, like, my girlfriend cooks. So if you're thinking, like, the thing that you might miss most is, like, the washing and the cooking, my girlfriend does that stuff. So all is good. Can you dance Gangnam Style? No, I can dance, but not like that. That's the most annoying video. I turned it off after like 30 seconds. God, that was annoying. Thoughts on the fact you just overtook AA sub count? Yeah, I mean, I had a little joke with a few of my friends about that, you know, I've finally overtaken him again after he overtook me. But like I say, sub count is nothing. AA is a fantastic director. Like, he's one of the best. Like, when I was talking about creative ideas and bringing new stuff to the FIFA scene, what he did was genius. I mean, I know, like, Chris Move did something very similar, but what AA did in the FIFA scene was genius. The fact I've got more subs than him is purely down to the FIFA 12 event. No, sorry, the FIFA 13 event I went to. And he should have been there, you know, like he had family issues that he couldn't come, but he should have been there. And if he came, he would have got that same sub boost, you know, like I've gained like nearly 20,000 subs in the last 2 weeks, which is huge. He would have done the same thing, so he would have been sitting on like 110,000 or so right now. So yeah, I mean, sub count means nothing. Like really, it means nothing. Like views are what's important. So the fact I have more subs than him is just, in my opinion, it'll be a temporary thing. Because once he gets back to posting regularly, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll overtake me again, because he overtook me for a reason, you know, because his content is very, very good. Let me take a last sip of this very cold coffee, and we'll get into the last stint of the video. What is your opinion on two-faced people? This is really a really odd subject, and I was talking to it about someone on Skype just the other day. Everyone's two-faced. Everyone. I don't care if you think you're not or you say you're not. Everyone does it. It doesn't feel nice when it happens to you, but you do it all the time. Like, everyone bitches, everyone gossips, everyone's two-faced. Like, in my opinion, a two-faced person is someone that will talk about someone behind their back and not have the guts to say it to their face. Now, while you might think, yeah, I don't give a fuck, I'd say anything to anyone's face, it's not the case. You know, once you actually get up in their face, like, you can talk to them about the issues, or you can confront them with issues, but no one ever really says, like, you know, if you, I don't know, man, if you got someone, like, just anyone that you don't, not that you don't like, but is doing something that you don't like, very, very few people will just walk up to them and be like, what the fuck, you're acting like a dickhead, stop doing that. What they'll do is they'll phone up someone else and they'll be like, did you see what such and such just did? And they'll talk about it. And one of the worst things is when someone's bitching to someone about someone being two-faced. I just don't understand that. When somebody's like, people talk to me and they'll be like, oh man, I fucking hate such and such. He was telling such and such about this and that. You're doing the same fucking thing. Literally. Like, it's such a weird subject, man. Everyone's two-faced. Everyone judges. And like, when, you know, oh, don't judge me. Like, everyone judges. How else are you going to get to know someone? You judge their character. You judge whether or not you like them. And that's how you move forwards with them. Like, saying that you don't judge people, or that you don't bitch about people and stuff is all bollocks. It's what makes the world go round. It's, you know, it's just life. It happens all the time, everywhere. And people that sit there and get really pissed off about people being two-faced, but complain about it to other people, just need a reality check. You know, just like look in the mirror and be like, dude, you're doing the same thing, man. Like, you can't be. Obviously, it hurts because you don't like people bitching about you. You don't like people having issues with you. Nobody likes it when somebody's like, they don't like you. You sit there and you're like, why doesn't someone like me? Like, what the fuck have I done to them? Not necessarily anything. Maybe they just don't like you. You know, and that hurts. But you do the same thing. It's really weird. Would you rather sit down when everyone is standing up, or stand up when everyone is sitting down? I'd rather stand up when everyone is sitting down. Just because I wouldn't give a fuck. Why are you so consistent? Why are you copying JJ's jokes? What have you planned for FIFA 13? What series? I don't want to tell you guys, because I'll tell someone, and before you know it, like, people will start doing it with a demo, and when I get around to doing my own idea, people will just be like, oh, you stole this from such and such. Fuck that. I do my own shit first. So when the full game's released, guys, then you'll find out what kind of new stuff that I got coming on. Next question from Eric Sovereign says, if you had to choose to lose your arms or your legs, which would you lose? I'd lose my legs. It's much easier to navigate yourself with prosthetic legs than it is with prosthetic arms. So Apple or Samsung? Apple. Are Rangers in FIFA 13? They're on FootWiz. Well, if they're on FootWiz, FootWiz is clearly the god of all knowledge of websites. So, you know, there you go. Are you doing any videos on Foot 13 web app? No, I don't. I never understood web app videos in general. So yeah, I don't think so. What do you prefer? KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, Domino's, or Pizza Hut? Out of all of that, I'll probably go for a pizza. No, KFC. I'll go for a KFC.
We got more Ultimate Team questions. WWE or UFC? UFC for sure. I used to watch WWE a lot. Like when I was sort of 14, 15, 16, even up to like 20, 21, I watched WWE a lot. I remember like back in the day when like WrestleMania was on, like one of my best friends, I used to go around his house when I was like 16, we'd watch WrestleMania together, and it would be just like a fucking event, do you know what I mean? It was huge. But now like I see it a lot more for what it is, and now compared to back then, WWE is like 80% storylines, 20% wrestling. And although it's all scripted and all fake, it was enjoyable, a lot more enjoyable when it was more about wrestling and less about storylines. Next question we've got: what number would you want to wear in professional footballer? In professional footballer, mine would be 9. My number's 26. It's a really, really gay reason why my favourite number is 26. When I got an Arsenal shirt with NepentheZ on the back, the first time I got NepentheZ on the back of an Arsenal shirt, before I even did YouTube, we're going back to when I was like 20. I was on a battle website, a rap battle website called rapbattles.com. The website no longer exists. And I got to the counter and I was like, this is what I want on the back. And the guy was like, what number do you want? And I was like, I don't know. So I was like, oh fuck. I had 26 wins on this battle website, and I was like, fuck it, let me just pick number 26. I didn't think anything of it. It was a number that popped into my head. I was, so there it was, number 26. And people started asking me why number 26, and there was no good reason for it. Literally no good reason for it. But it kind of stuck with me. Like when I started playing football games, and like there's a game called This Is Football. I've talked about it before. It's a fucking insanely amazing game. I wish they brought it out on next gen consoles. And you've got to create your team and give your player a number. And so because it's on the back of the shirt that I'm wearing, not this one obviously, but my Arsenal shirt, I put 26 there, and I just kind of got accustomed to having number 26 to the point where anything I did that required me to have a number, I'd put the number 26 on. Now what became quite interesting with all of that is that there's somebody else in the world called NepentheZ, and that's fucked up because how? Like, it's such an obscure name. How? But if you type in NepentheZ, right, there's this girl that does on DeviantArt, which is a website, and she does her own paintings and shit, and she uses the name NepentheZ. Because of whatever reason, every time something new came out, like, or not new, but every time I tried to sign up to something like Facebook or Hotmail or Skype or whatever, the name NepentheZ is taken by this woman. So I always had to add something different, excuse me, something different to the name. So I always used to add just like number 26. So like my Facebook, now that I've told you, fuck, I'm gonna get flooded with Facebook requests now. My personal Facebook is NepentheZ26. Some of my email addresses, not the one that I use regularly now because I've had to change it because of like people trying to hack me all the time and shit, but a lot of my email addresses were NepentheZ26, and so it just really, really stuck with me. And then when I was actually 26 years old, people used to think that I got number 26 on the back of my shirt because I was 26, and that really wasn't the case. It's just because 26 is my favourite number. And it's not even my favourite number. Like, I guess it is my favourite number because I use it for everything, but there's no good reason for it being my favourite number, because if I'd won 8 battles or 58 battles, that would be the number that I'd have on that shirt, and that would be the number I'm talking to you about now, but it's not, it's 26. So there you go. Who do you prefer, Walcott, Jovino or Chambo? I like Walcott so much, and I'm so desperate for him to have an amazing season and finally kind of that potential that he's got to come good. But you gotta love Chamberlain right now, you know. You gotta love Chamberlain. How do you make a video which gets seen on YouTube? 0 subs equals 0 views. I'm gonna click on this guy's Twitter, and if he's even got 1 follower, then he's able to get 1 view, and he has got 9 followers. So straight away, you could tweet out to your 9 followers that you've made a YouTube video, and if they liked it, they might have 9 followers, and if one of them watches it, it's just a snowball effect. It's a whole thing. I've nearly got to the end of the questions now, and the video is coming close to 1 hour. So what I'm going to do is just answer all the questions for the first time ever. Yeah. I'm not going to answer FIFA 13 Ultimate Team questions because it's not out yet. So, is Arsenal better as a team without Robin van Persie? No. Robin van Persie is a world-class striker. What I was going to say earlier, actually, like about when Arsenal winning things and stuff as well, like the amount of good players we've lost: Van Persie, Nasri, Clichy, Fabregas. I'm sure there's more that I just can't even think of. You know, Kolo Touré, and like all the good players that left to go to the other, you know, the Manchester clubs or to Barcelona or whatever. We didn't win shit when we had those in our club, so they weren't right for the club. You know, like. It's all about the balance of having superstars and a super team, and hopefully Wenger's going to get it right this time around. Next question we've got: would you rather take a shit on Justin Bieber or KSI? I don't really dislike Justin Bieber. I dislike Justin Bieber's fans because they're all fucktards. But Justin Bieber's pretty cool. Some of his music is tolerable. Some of his music I don't like. But I don't hate someone because I don't like their music. I just tend not to listen to their music. That's crazy, I know. Oh my god, you don't like Justin Bieber's music and you don't listen to it? What's the world coming to? So yeah, I'll probably take a shit on KSI. Do you think I'll be big in the FIFA community if I can keep uploading? If so, why? Okay. Next question. Which celebrities or players' life would you like to live for one day if God allowed you to do so? I don't know. There's so many different answers you could give to that because it's another one of those questions that I'm going to say to you. I'll think about that and get back to you. But the truth is, I'm never going to get back to you because I do that all the time. I get so many questions where I think, like, that would actually be a really good question to answer, but I need to go away and think about what the answer would be. And then I forget the question by the time I'm reading the next question, which is really shit of me, but fuck it, that's the truth. Dr. Pepper or alcohol? Choose one to give up forever. Well, alcohol, because I don't drink alcohol anyway. So, Eric Moduez says, max weight in bench press, don't boast Mr. Monster. The max weight I benched was 130 kilos for 5 reps, back when I used to be ripped like a motherfucker about a year ago. But since I've been doing YouTube, I've gained a few pounds around the old stomach area and lost a bit of the weight, lost a bit of the muscle. It's just one of those things in life, man. Like, I've always had addictions, I guess. Like, I was addicted to going to the gym. I'm addicted to playing video games. When I started uploading daily on YouTube, like, I used to have a set time in every day where I'd go to the gym. Between 3 and 5 every single day, I'd go to the gym for 2 hours. When I started doing YouTube constantly, like this is how my day used to go. I'd get up at 10 and go to work. Well, I'd get up at 9:30, leave for work at 10, get to work at 11. I'd go to the gym at 3, come back to work at 5. I'd be home at like 1 a.m. I'd eat dinner, spend some time with my girlfriend, go to bed, and do it all again the next day. When I started doing YouTube, I would come home at like 1 a.m, have some dinner, make a video, and wouldn't go to bed till like 3 or 4 o'clock. So I would get up like at 10 after 6 hours sleep, and I just wouldn't have the energy to go to the gym. And I started going to the gym like instead of 5 times a week, 4 times a week, and then 3 times a week, and then 2 times a week. And now it's to the point where I go like maybe once a month because this YouTube thing just takes over your life, man. Like, I put so much time and so much effort into doing this that something had to I had to sacrifice something, and I can't sacrifice my job. I can't be like, yo, Dad, I'm gonna fuck off for a year and play video games and hopefully I make it. You know, I've had to balance it, but hopefully I can get back into the gym. I've been saying that to myself for like fucking 3 months, man. But yeah, hopefully I can get back into it. Next question. Why is your username NepentheZ? Because it is. Do you like to eat carpet? Literally, no. Figuratively, sure. Is there a schedule somewhere? I checked Machinimo Sports last night and didn't see it. I guess that's for the Machinimo Cup. Go and check Unique Rigger's Twitter. He's got all the information for that. And the very last question, which is all the questions answered, apart from the ones that I deliberately skipped because they're just duplicate questions or stupid. I like to get in my sleeping bag, crawl under my bed, and pretend to be a worm. Will you join me? Sure, I'll join you. So this has been a really long video, guys. An hour and 5 minutes. By the time I'm finished talking now, probably closer to an hour and 10 minutes. If you're still here, thank you so much for listening to me waffle on for this long. I could really appreciate it if you didn't, or if you came back like 10 times to finish this video. And I would also understand if you do what a lot of people would do and just play another game whilst listening to this in the background or whatever. There's definitely a lot of questions here today that I'm glad I answered, and that I will definitely talk about more when the time is right, like about me and my life, because it's I guess it's fun to get to know the YouTubers you watch. And for me, the guys that I watch, I love it when they tell real life stories about them or their life or growing up or whatever. I really, really enjoy that, and it makes you feel like you just get closer to the YouTuber. Like, as I understand that people feel like that about me, but I feel like that about so many people that I watch on YouTube, where I'm just sitting there like, I love you. But I'm just in a really fortunate position where I actually get to talk to some of the people that I really admire on YouTube. Yeah, so thank you guys very, very much for watching. If you could hit that like button, it would be amazing. If not, completely, totally fine with that. And yeah, sorry that there's no gameplay, because after I got to like 30 minutes of this video, I was just like, I haven't even got that much gameplay to fucking put on this video. So yeah, here we are, and there it was. And I got a new phone case, and there it is. That's going to read backwards because the camera is backwards, but yeah, that's pretty nice. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. It's cheers.